It's really good for people to watch this, especially with someone who has strong beliefs like her. She makes you think, and he's giving as well as good rebuttals, reflections as well as she's talking. Let's go.
And this was back in the 70s. He was the person that brought hardcore porn to the scene. He was like, this is the reason why, to crush Christianity. He said this openly. So it's not a conspiracy when a person is telling you why they control the pornography industry and what they're trying to do. And pornography impacts spirit. Okay?
Through Christ, you get to the Father. Christ is God. Christ is the image of the invisible God. Satan is doing everything to go against the Christians. In the movies, do you see them swearing against Muhammad, swearing against some Jewish rabbis, swearing against Buddha? No, they always say what? Jesus Christ, right? Satan knows what he's doing. Satan knows what he's doing. The war is already won, but it's an everyday battle.
It is making people want more demented and more deranged. They don't even know what healthy sex is. All of this is not by accident. So when they outwardly tell you what they're doing, and I'm going to get his name for you because I want to make sure that people can look this up.
It'll be in the comments.
On his Wikipedia, where he literally said that. This is why we control the pornography industry, to crush Christ. We hate Catholics and we hate Christianity. Now you say today, is that a conspiracy? If I quote him, and I'm gonna have to get his name because otherwise people are gonna be like, what is his name? What's his name? And I'll pin it whenever you put this episode out.
Yeah.
But I thought there's no way this person. Sure enough, he said it. I'll tell you who he is. He was the founder of Screw Magazine.
Right. I mean, and that sounds logical. Like to me, that's not as far-fetched as there's a
the conspiracy is against
agenda.
Christ. That's my belief. I believe, and that's why I say you have to start with understanding that there is a conspiracy. Okay. But it's not a conspiracy theory. There is a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
And it is a conspiracy against Christ. Okay? Which is why I say,
Spiritual
how is
warfare.
Hollywood, how is it plausible that it is a literal inversion of the Bible? They don't agree with what.
It's the same war that started in heaven. What did Satan do in heaven? It started the war in heaven. It was a conspiracy against Christ. That Christ and the Father, he lied to the other angels and took 1/3 of the angels in heaven and brought them down. That's why they're called fallen angels. Listen, that's what it's a conspiracy against Christ. Because once you come into the knowledge of Christ, Satan has now lost, or at least when you serve him as King and Lord and Savior.
Not even one point of the Bible. We can't even say women and men are different anymore. Like, can we agree on one point? They're like, no, we have to take the Bible and say everything about it is wrong.
But can we zoom out just a little bit? And just even to your point, if there's a conspiracy against Christ, which is your spiritual beliefs of like, this is the right way to live your life. The good way.
The way, the truth, and the light.
The truth and the life.
Mm-hmm.
There's a balance in that sense of like, there's good and evil. Mm-hmm. So in that, why can't we just say, because all you're talking spirituality, you're not talking individualism. You're not saying that this individual is looking to, or even like the man that you just described, he was saying he has such a vitriol response to organized religion or whatever, Catholicism, that he was saying, I'm going to do something in this space to therefore try to tear that down, which we know he can't tear it down because it's the ultimate power, it's the truth, the way, and the light. So we can point fingers at that individual, but you can't say that he's the one ultimately controlling all things evil just because he's the one that spoke out against
No, but I was just saying that if I had not produced, this is one of the founders of pornography in America. So like, how did we get to this? How do we start from everyone's going to church, families are together, to now OnlyFans, right? Pornography was introduced into the American psyche for a reason, and it is in a war against your spirit. It is meant to disrupt your relationships. It's meant to pollute the idea of monogamy. It is a weapon. I want to be very clear. Pornography is a weapon. Okay? I'm going to have you look up Sav, founder of Screw Magazine. Al Goldstein.
Yeah.
Go to his Wikipedia page. You'll find the direct quote of what Al Goldstein said. I actually want you to find the direct quote of what Al Goldstein said about Christianity. Now, if I had said it and wasn't Al Goldstein, I'd be called a conspiracy theorist. Right? This is one of the weapons. Pornography is one of the weapons that is being used against Christ. And people today, you have to go all the way back and now people go, oh, it's about First Amendment. This is not about the First Amendment. Okay? Watching people essentially, what I would say is act out a demonic fetish is not, okay, they understand that it's real, but they're going to tell you that this is just free speech. No, You are watching
liberation.
This is not liberation. This is enslavement. You are watching rituals. Demons are jumping inside of you when you watch this stuff. Now, I wouldn't have said this when I was in high school, because I learned in high school, in health class, in sex ed, that it's healthy to watch a little bit of porn. Do you not see a conspiracy in that?
It's a little healthy to know what's going on.
No, it's not, because that's not what's going on. They're setting your...
I remember in high school, my sex ed teacher, I don't know what she said, but I remember, I'm not gonna say her name, but she said pornography was healthy. Imagine that. Instrument societan.
Tastes. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. These are the taste makers. They are setting your tastes. This is not normal, and it's getting more and more deranged. So when you see this explosion of men that are homosexual, my husband has a theory that all pornography is homosexual porn because men are watching other men have sex with other women. But anyways, the point is that it's inspiring people to want more and more deranged, demented things. They pursue that. It is a demon that possesses you. And what they do is they very slowly introduce more demonic things. So it used to be, it's just pornography, a woman and a man having sex. At least it's a woman and a man having sex. Then it became like, it's going to be gay. Then it became, now it's going to be trans. Then it came, oh, she's going to dress up like she's 14 years old. That is introducing to the palate pedophilia. Okay? And that's the same thing. You had the quotation?
Is it the one that says the only reason that Jews are in pornography is that we think that Christ sucks?
Direct quotes.
But that's
Direct
like,
quote.
The one that
So,
you were.
what?
He has a lot of really wild quotes.
But
I know,
again,
but
so
he's
you-
one of the founders, the earliest people that brought hardcore pornography to America. So it's like, to me, it's so patronizing when people are like, it's a conspiracy, when he can just outwardly say what he was doing. He told you what he was doing. And listen, again, he's one person. Now, I think where
that's all I was saying. It's just one
But
person
that-
of
but-
him,
but-
or
but
whether
it's
you bring up him or Margaret Sanger or whoever, the individuals that can have took something and demonized it.
But they brought it. It wasn't demonized. It is demonic. They brought something that was demonic to American culture that did not exist before it, with a very clear understanding of why he was bringing it.
So let's
then they fought to
thread
get
this
laws
thing.
passed to allow pornography more freedom than it's ever reigned. So it's like, you can't ignore these steps.
So let's
and
thread
then
this thing, because I need to make this clear, because my ultimate thing where I was strongly disagreeing with you is that we were saying that there's this ultimate group of individuals, like whatever dude's name was, that are saying, oh, we're all conspiring together to bring evil to the world and to fight against Christ. Now, if there's just one sick
it's not one sick individual. There's
and
a
they're
group.
all of it. They all in a group in a room together.
Not in a room together. They're like I believe, and this is after I did an episode on this, which people should watch, about the origins of NASA. Satanic, literal satanic art. Okay, so you can't sit here and ignore the fact that literal Satanists, and I believe that it was this group of people. The religion was called Thelema.
Listen, Satan's kingdom is divided, you know. Nick Cannon is trying to gather in his mind. So you tell me there's a group of specific people who are coming together specifically. Yo, there's groups all over the world. There's different things all over the world happening. And it's just all run by Satan. You have to understand that. He would have given the world to what? To Jesus, if Jesus had bowed down and worshipped him during the 40 days of fasting in the wilderness. Why? Because Satan runs the kingdoms of the world. We know God is the ruler. We know Christ is the creator and runs, but these people have given their power over to Satan, given their worship over to Satan. So then Satan rules them, willingly or ignorantly. You can give yourself to Satan and not even know. You understand?
Satanic. Aleister Crowley is a name that people are familiar with. They established NASA. They were saying satanic chants every time they were lighting a rocket in the desert over here in California, in Pasadena, or actually Devil's Canyon. And they were open about the fact that they were having demonic sexual rituals, believe that they had summoned demons. This is not a conspiracy. This is on Wikipedia too. Look it up. Look up Jack Parsons and what he contributed to NASA. What is NASA? Nobody knows. This is a conspiracy to say, that we didn't go to the moon. Okay, well, we didn't. Okay, it was a psychological operation so that they could just take trillions and trillions of dollars and nobody knows where it's going. It's a black op.
So when someone who's watching this,
Black
obviously
budget.
the people in the comments, they're going to be like, yo, she's crazy.
They're not actually, because I think people are now awake to this. Look it up yourself.
There's some people that are going to agree.
No,
I'm
but
talking.
I'm telling you who you can look up. So go watch my episode on the satanic origins of NASA. It's not a conspiracy. Openly, Jack Parsons was considered the protege of Aleister Crowley. These were literal Satanists, right? He wrote an entire book. They believed they had summoned demons. He was trying to get a woman who was a virgin pregnant via satanic rituals that were happening out here in California. He wrote to Aleister Crowley that he was going to produce a moon child, as he called it. This is on Wikipedia. I'm not like Reddit threading you guys here. You can look this up. Jack Parsons, he did this, and then he said he was successful, that he got this woman pregnant, and he called it his moon child. They were having these sexual rituals right out here in Los Angeles, in Pasadena, and they were getting caught when the police would come over. They were being funded by universities. They were being funded by the government. The government gave him a deal to be able to do this. So again, the Gutenberg family, Guggenheim family also funded him in his experiments, and he was openly a Satanist. So I'm not saying stuff because I want you to become a conspiracy theorist. I'm saying stuff because I want you to at least begin doing some surface Wikipedia searches, because we are not going to win if you're too afraid to call these things what they are, which is satanic. We are fighting a spiritual battle. The conspiracy is against Christ.
So I'll go here a little further, because when we speak of spiritual warfare, we know that to be real, but people come from different walks of life and have different beliefs in where the spirits enter and what's demonic, what's satanic, what's not. You know, even based off of all of the 40,000 different denominations of Christianity, there's certain things that we believe we can do that we can't do based off of our traditions and how we're picked up. But in ultimate, when we're in this current day and age, and we're sitting here and we're in cancel culture, and like I said, I was saying, like, there's gonna be some people that are like, oh, she's crazy, but then there's gonna be some people that are like, yo,
Wikipedia.
But they're saying, yo, we're scared of her. She's saying things that we have to silence her.
Mm-hmm. Well, this gets into your fears, because you were canceled.
I was canceled. And like in a very similar thing. That's kind of what I was gonna bring up based off of what I learned. You know what I mean?
Did you learn, or were you like Kyrie Irving, 6 steps back to your life type thing?
Nah, because to this day, I leaned into everything I said, from whether sitting with, Minister Farrakhan, who told me that if there's something that I said that wasn't true, do away with it. But if it's truth, continue to speak truth to power. And in that sense, I have a podcast with the CEO of the ADL, and Jonathan and I have difficult conversations and go back and forth, because it's like, if I believe something to be true and it's my truth, I don't care who hears it. Mm-hmm. Now, and to your point, and because it happened to you as well, where someone can take, we're sitting here, and because it's probably gonna happen with this interview.
With me.
We're sitting here and we're saying things in the goal to counsel people, but someone would take a clip and say you said this or said this like this. They're gonna be you called a certain group of people satanic, and
they literally said, like,
I'm just talking about what's gonna happen.
And by the way, I'd like calling them satanic because it's not Christianity, it's not Judaism, it's not Islam. Okay, that's important. They actually they're hiding within all of these religions, and they get people to react. So it's like, this dude obviously is not a follower of the Torah, right? He happens to be Jewish, but he's obviously not a follower of the Torah. No, a follower of the Torah would not be saying what he's saying. Jack Parsons, I believe, on paper, his parents were Christian, right? But he's not representative of the Christian community. He worships Satan. I mean, he worshipped Aleister Crowley's religion, which was known as the Lema.
So to get back to what I was kind of zoning in on, and when we have every right intention to spread truth, to put, hopefully, I don't want to get on a high horse, or like to save people from damnation or being influenced by Satan.
You can't insult somebody if they themselves are coming out with their own words. I worship Satan. They're letting you know their religion. They're letting you know their faith. They're letting you know who they believe in. And today, Satanism is an actual religion. It's been a religion I shouldn't say today. It's been a religion from time. And to them, it's not even evil. To them, they believe they're in the light.
Satan and demons but our own rhetoric is used against us to call us hateful, to say that we're anti-Semitic, or to say that we're self-hating, or we've been broken, and all of the things, Uncle Tom's, where ultimately, like, and we said this in our last session, and I say this here, where I don't see the in our exchange of energy and even discourse, I don't see someone hateful. I don't see someone with an agenda to whatever they think your agenda is. I see someone who's really trying to help and educate people, someone who's brilliant and wants everyone else to read what she's read, knows what she knows. But like me, like you, when you can say something that offends someone and someone's emotions get involved, then that then becomes the story. That becomes the attack on Candace Owens, opposed to your ultimate mission where you were really just trying to help people. So what I learned through the process is, and it's funny, as a father, I learned this and deal with this with my son, is like when you start throwing rocks and someone gets hit by a rock that you weren't intending to hit with that rock, you still got to apologize. You still have to understand the power in which you have. Your voice is so strong. The words, the knowledge that you have, that if you, not even if you say it wrong, if you say it correctly, they're going to dice it up and use it for evil. And in that sense, if you want to continue the mission of good, if you want to continue the mission of God, you have to you got to rise to a higher frequency and say, you know what? I apologize that I hurt you. And
see, I can't do that. If I told the truth and you got hurt by it, I can't apologize.
Why?
I absolutely refuse to do that.
What is stopping the goodness in me?
Because then I would be lying. I'm never
sorry?
sorry when I tell someone the truth. I'm never sorry when I tell someone the truth.
Your mother.
So should Christ have said sorry when he told the Pharisees, Satan is your father? He said that to them. He said, you vipers, called them snakes. He said, you liars. So Christ should have apologized to the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the people of leadership of those times. Should Paul and Peter have apologized when he went and made his speeches and they wanted to stone him? Stephen should have apologized before getting stoned so he didn't have to get stoned? No, you don't apologize for the truth. Now, there's a time and place for certain things, that I will say. You don't apologize for saying something that's clear, sometimes not even offensive. It's just the person themselves is taking it offensive, and it's not really offensive.
Your
I'm
mother.
a mother, yeah.
And you know your children's feelings.
We're not dealing with children. That's the problem. We're dealing with adults.
Yeah.
So the idea of me apologizing and this is funny because I was texting earlier with Ray J. He saw a clip of me and Don Lemon, and he was saying,
that's a hilarious clip. Just you texting with Ray J.
And Don Lemon was looking for an apology. Oh, this clip. Oh.
Yeah.
And Don Lemon was looking for an apology, but Ray J, I guess, was saying that he knew some trans women, and I'm like,
he has a whole trans network,
and it's just whatever he's doing there.
Yeah.
To me, is demonic. It's demonic. It's because it's a lie. Okay. And so I was like, yes, let's have a conversation. Of course, respectfully. If you say to me, you should respect people, I always respect people. I would disrespect you if I lied to you. I'm not going to call a man a woman. I'm not going to call a woman a man. I'm not going to say sorry for telling the truth.
Your beliefs.
It's not my belief. A woman cannot be a man, and a man cannot be a woman. It's not a belief.
But I'm saying in your perception of the world is different from someone else's perspective, because just as emphatic as you are, that you believe what you just said, there's someone that believes emphatically the opposite.
Okay, so
it doesn't matter how emphatically you believe in something. If I say I'm a tree, no matter how much I believe I'm a tree, can I grow branches? Will a bird come nest on my head? But what y'all talking about right now? Yo, listen, this is the issue today. Just like those people in Europe who believed there were dogs and started going in the park barking like dogs. And then one of the gentlemen just came out a few months ago saying now he doesn't want to be a dog no more after doing all the all the surgeries and everything. Now he wants to go back to being human because he realized how hard it is to be a dog. Because you're never born a dog, you're a human being. This is the issue. The heart is deceitful above all things, That's what the Bible says.
So what you're talking about is the idea that everything can be subjective and there's no such thing as truth. And let me tell you why that. But that's why it's either yes or a no.
No, because we're either talking about feelings or facts.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I believe there is objective truth. Okay.
Okay.
A person that is born a man, okay, a person that is born with a penis, as we call it, okay, cannot ever grow up and give birth. Do we agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so there is such thing as an objective truth. I will not apologize for sharing objective truth. I'm not going to apologize for not saying because his feelings are hurt and do you see how
why?
I feel? Because
Because so you have no problem going throughout the world hurting people's feelings.
I have no problem going out the world. That's one way to pitch it. Telling people the truth so they can better their lives. So they can live in reality and not the one,
But
not the fantasy land that they're creating for
someone
their lives.
believes that is a better life for them?
Okay, well, let's play it your way then. Let's do it the other way. There are a group of people who are now referring to themselves as minor attracted people.
Pedophiles who are growing up saying, hey, listen, you can't tell me I was born a pedophile, I want to touch your child. That's the whole point. This is where we're going in society. People need to start thinking.
Oh, I knew you was going. Can't go there.
Hey, but that's what they believe. They believe that they are in love and want to have sex with children. They believe that, Nick. They believe it. And are you going to apologize when you call them pedophiles? Are you going to apologize, Nick? Are you going to have them on your podcast?
It's a hell of
Don't
a
you
point.
understand how they feel on the inside when you say that they can't have sex with 8-year-olds?
That is a hell of a point.
It is. The slippery slope is not a fallacy. It is reality. We are living the slippery slope. So somebody's going to have to produce the wall. So there's going to be a lot of voices that need to be objective and tell people the truth. I'm very happy to be those voices. If you're looking for me to, make you feel good, I can't be your mommy. I can't. That's why I tell people, I can't be your mommy.
But see, that's what I say. It's
Okay,
too
I'm
different.
not your mommy. You're not a toddler. You're an adult.
But see,
this is what truth is. And if you can't deal with truth, then you're going to have a very tough life, way tougher than having to listen to Candace Owens say, you are a man on the internet.
So, but again, in your ultimate goal, what is your ultimate goal?
For my children to grow up in a world that is still dictated by reality and not feelings, because that's the thing. We are passing this world off. So you have to appreciate that we're now the adults. We're the adults in the room, right? And right now we have a bunch of adults who are too scared to even say the truth. So forget the generations who had to find within themselves the strength to go to a foreign country and potentially die fighting for freedom. We're now a generation where it's so easy for us to preserve freedom. It's so easy for us to preserve righteousness. We just have to be willing to be called mean names on the internet and have mean articles written about me. People say to me, oh, Candace, how do you deal with all this hate? I don't care. Literally, I don't care. It's like I really hope people listening to this understand, before you even write that comment, how little of a shit I give about it.
It's crazy when you think about it. Do we realize how tough life was back for thousands, hundreds of years ago? The war, even this war today, especially the Western civilization, how soft we become in life because everything is so easy for us. Even the way we cook our food, the way we can heat our homes, it's like this for us, right? Because that's how they're making it. They want you to be dependent on the system. But having to grow your own food literally makes you a different person. Having to build your own house, having to live a certain way, having to go to war, having to fight, having to hunt, having to do these things. The way we live today is making us so soft, and technology is obviously making us softer, making everything so easily done for us, right? All of these things, we need to become stronger. We need to become stronger.
Like, I want you to know that when you're writing it, whatever about her, I just don't care. And it shocks people because you know why? I live my life with real truth, right? I have a husband who loves me. I have 3 healthy children. I am close with my sisters. My cousin's here. She does my makeup. Like, the Bible kind of gets it right. If you start living by the Bible, you will have this same confidence. You will find the audacity. You will realize this is not it. So you might as well contribute truth, because you're going to meet your maker. You are going to meet your creator one day. And your creator is not, whatever organization, the SPL, I think I'm on the SPLC's list, the ADL list. I just don't care, right? They shouldn't put together these lists. They shouldn't waste their time putting me on their list, because I literally don't give a shit. And so that's why they hate me the most, because they know I don't fear them. I fear telling a lie. That's what I fear. That's my fear in life.
Wow. So, but and people's feelings don't matter to you whatsoever.
I'm just not their mommies.
But again, because the point that I was making, we'll wrap this session up as well. But the only point that I was making, in someone who has such a strong faith, and is attempting to be as Christ-like as possible, to go waving that sword at everybody that doesn't agree with you And because ultimately you're hurting their feelings. They're crying. There's an adverse reaction to what you're saying because it hurts them in their well-being. You're speaking to some people that's all they know. That's all they are. Now, if I'm really trying to operate on the highest frequency, I'm like, I'm going to let you do you. Unless you come into my space with something that will then harm me, who am I to judge what you do with your life?
They don't have to watch her podcast. They don't have to watch her interviews. When she goes and does those engagements live at the universities and whatnot, these university students go to talk with her. We watch what we want to watch. We go where we want to go. So I don't really ride with that comment.
Especially if I'm attempting to be the one that's saying, hey, I am a light. Let my reflection shine to you. So then maybe we can have discourse or whatever. But if I'm out there spewing things at a community, then
I'm not spewing things at a community. I get asked a question and I answer it. And that's the wildest part. People will literally ask me what I think, like Don Lemon did.
Yeah,
and
I saw
gave
your
him an answer.
But
and then
that
people
wasn't.
go, oh my gosh, I can't believe she has the audacity to say this stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think, because you said you believed he was sinning based off of
his homosexual marriage. He is sinning.
But everybody's sinning. If you eat some bacon today, you sin.
The point is, she was asked a question and she answered it. She was asked a question and she answered it. If you ask her the question, hey, Candace, do you sin? She will say, yes, I'm answering your question. So that's the issue. We're afraid to answer questions. We're afraid to talk about things. And we have to become stronger, man. Come on, Nick.
Sinning.
To be very clear, he then raised the point that everybody sins. I said, yes, that wasn't the question that was asked of me.
So to me, that exchange, like I watched the whole thing. That was probably one of the softer exchanges that you guys had. So, but to that point, you're fearless. You speak your truth unapologetically. But there has to be, we see you clearly don't give a fuck about what other people say about you, but knowing that you want this better place for your children, it has to lead with some sort of compassion for other people's feelings and how they feel.
No. You cannot feel compassion for lies, especially because they have become what they're doing now is they're wielding compassion as a sword to pass through everything that they want done. And like I said, you were going to blink, and compassion is going to end up with minor attracted peoples. Compassion is going to mean we can no longer call them pedophiles. That is what is going to happen. It is what is happening.
Can't let that happen.
We are barreling toward that. We are barreling toward that. It's so obvious because they would rather tell a lie than risk offending someone. That is the magic sauce. That is what they are doing. And these people aren't kind-hearted people that are. They're vicious.
I'm not saying you should tell a lie.
But that is what you're saying.
I'm just saying there's no point to be offensive.
But to apologize to someone for simply stating the truth. It'd be different if you said, I saw Candace at Target, which you wouldn't because Target supports trans children. But let's just...
So you don't even go to Target?
No,
so you're at Walmart?
But so Walmart's good. But you just imagine, like, if I saw them at Walmart, it's a better idea. And they're just walking and their shirt says, I'm non-binary. If I went up to that person and I was like, why are you wearing that shirt? Okay, then you can say, Candace aggressed me and did something. These people are choosing to find me when I'm being asked questions. They're choosing to pursue my content so that they can feel offended.
Exactly.
Because I'm telling the truth.
Exactly.
Literally, I'm just telling the truth. Men
don't go look at her videos.
No, I don't respect. I understand that gender dysphoria has always been a thing. I always feel compassion for people with mental disorders. If you told me you had bipolar, you were schizophrenic, whatever it is. But to the extent that you're going to say, hey, Candace, I'm bipolar, and now you have to pretend that I'm not bipolar, or Candace, I'm schizophrenic, and every time I switch my personality, you have to acknowledge me according to his personality. I don't have to be crazy because you're crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I'm sorry that some people, I'm just not sorry.
We are going to have to agree to disagree when it comes to compassion, which is fine. Because again, I believe we probably have two different missions in life.
I think compassion is telling the truth. I believe that's the greatest compassion you can give somebody is with the truth so that they can edit their lives and the only thing that's going to fix your life is truth.
She said it. She meant it. And we have one more session to go, which I
Very good talk between Candace Owens and Nick Cannon. I think we do need to have respect for people's choices when they are adults. You cannot romp with people's kids, people's families and their homes. But as adults, we need to respect people's choices. There does come a point where conversations do need to be had, and you can't be afraid to offend somebody, especially when they're searching you out to talk, when they're searching you out for your content. That doesn't make no sense if they get offended, especially by Candace. When you understand the storyline of what is taking place and what has taken place and what Christ is trying to bring us back to, and what we are coming back to no matter what, because Christ is coming again. The unseen world, the world that we don't see, the spiritual realm, is more real than the physical. All right, this is not a battle of flesh and blood. Godly men, godly women, we need to stand up to what we believe and move accordingly. They do. Right? They push it through the TV shows, they push it through the music, all these different mediums. Why are we afraid to push what we believe? Keep your faith in motion.